Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Well, fuck me sideways. Hold the line! Hold the line! Hold the line! You shall not pass!
Something to think about if you throw trash on Texas highways. Somebody up there is going to be watching.
Oh no, you did not shoot that green shit at me!
I have you now.
Watch the birdie!
Must go faster.
Inconceivable!
Say hello to my little friend!
Come out, wherever you are.
Peekaboo!
We've been hit! Target attention to the map!
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground! Don't try it!
Armor piercing, loaded!
Special delivery!
Target this.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Gotcha, bitch.
On my coffee because honestly I am just exhausted. Didn't sleep any. Please tell me the sound's actually working now. It should. Everything's, let's see, it's on. Everything's on now. Yeah, sorry about that. When I first clicked on, I forgot to turn the damn mic on. And on that one, all I can say is ding. All right. Let's not waste too much time, guys. First things first, thank you everybody for being here. Very much appreciated. And I would actually throw a thank you up, but we have a lot of stuff to go through. And surprisingly, not a lot of comments came through, aside from, enjoyed the story and where the syntax was. But let's get this started off right. And I'll let you guys know that once we go through the different subjects we have, I'm going to need your help. So stay tuned. First things first, that's my human. Yeah, somebody put into that how they recognize the Mortal Kombat reference, and of course the Yoda reference that was in there. That one was more by accident than it was deliberate. But the whole "get over here," yeah, that was an absolutely put in there. I got about halfway through and I was like, you know what? What would be funny? What would actually grab everybody? And you guys got to let me know if that worked, because again, this one, even though it says on the thumbnail that I ripped it, or sorry, not the thumbnail, the image I ripped this from, they said cyborg. That looks like an android to me. That there's very little that says human on that. So, also, somebody put in how their friend, if I have this right, Tom Kale, raise your glasses and good luck on your next assignment. But as far as this one was concerned, I've been waiting to do this one for a while. And in all honesty, this one here, if I had 2 days to work on it, was going to be very, very intricate. It was literally supposed to go through every single one, like the station and the colony, and how, oh my God, it's right there. It's following me. And I can't seem to shake it. Now I'm jumping away like freaking Boba Fett and can't get away and all this other stuff. It was supposed to be just creepy as fuck. I just didn't have a lot of time to work on it. However, I do hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys got to let me know what works and what doesn't, so I can make sure I give you guys what you want and what you deserved. With doing these short stories, sometimes it gets a little tough on the brain pan. So, like I said, not a lot of comments on that one. So, let's go to the human inside.
Giggity giggity, giggity goo. Stick around.
Yeah, this was supposed to be a full double entendre, not to mention a kind of a grab with the thumbnail for folks who don't watch my channel much. So hopefully that didn't take you guys off too far. However, as you guys know, a lot of HFY stories do the whole human engineer. And yeah, I can see the stuff coming up. I'm just going to leave that one to click up as you guys throw stuff in. But anyways, yeah, as far as this one goes, I was trying to be funny. You guys got to let me know if it was too cringy, because I know these types of stories can be too goddamn cringy. I mean, so cringy. And sometimes it like I don't do commission work anymore. And speaking of which, no joke, same guy, I'm assuming guy, still got a hold of me. He's like, please do one of these stories. And I'm just going to let you guys know that this one, they wanted a amalgamation of the two sexes and basically make that the standard across the board for all of humanity. And he's like, no, just show me the society, man. Just show me the society. I'm like, yeah, that's easy to do, but you can't do a society like that without a whole bunch of but I have to hold up. I have to wait a minute because we have a $10 super chat from Erica. And I just realized I left my pen downstairs. That's fun. Anyways, she says, did you get my email about cat tax? I got your email. I got your picture with the black cat who apparently likes to listen. And let's write you down here, Erica. And yes, I did get it. And if so, would you please use the picture for my outro? Oh, okay. Yep. No problem at all. No problem at all for your shout out. Gotcha. Absolutely. I can do that. Not a problem at all. Anybody who actually sends in anything, if you guys want your own personal pictures, I know Guard has sent me stuff. Brian has sent me things. Sage has sent me stuff. A lot of folks have sent me things that I use, and I'm grateful for that, so I don't have to try and figure out what you guys want. So, again, thank you very much. Seriously, dude, you do realize you're still online for a lot. Anyway, we got ourselves somebody who is high on some Prozac and pancakes.
Great Scott!
And he's sitting here with a $5 super chat. Says, I got it. A new type of human ship, bigger than dreadnoughts. The fuck everything general direction class. We already have a class called that for that. It's called a Titan class. That is literally what that is. Anything bigger than a dreadnought will have its own gravity. Actually, that's the definition of a Titan class ship, is that it is so big it has its own gravity. Yeah, see Douglas, he's even jumping in there. Isn't that called Titans? It absolutely is. So, yeah, very much. And I did that once. Just to well, no, I've done it a few times, but one in particular was the kind of a show off of what the militaries could do, and then they kind of jumped in a Titan class, and everyone simulated, of course, suddenly died, and they're just like, "What the hell is that?" Let's see. Deathbed saying the amalgam. Ursula Lugian already did that with the left hand of darkness. Are you talking about the amalgamation, or are you still talking Titan class? I'm assuming it's the Titan class one. Yeah, that's a true fuck around and find out right there. The only thing bigger than a Titan class would be Dyson sphere size. And guys, we're talking scales that will actually hurt the brain to think about. So, anyways, thank you guys both. And now that we finished with the human or did we? Okay. Oh, we didn't actually go through. Okay. Somebody mentioned how the human inside is getting hot. Well, one of the things, you guys got to let me know if this actually came across or if I hit it too lightly. The fact that the android, or sorry, wrong one, human inside, the oh man, sorry. Brain fart. Hold on, down the rabbit hole. I'm falling down the rabbit hole. Oh shit. I forget what I'm on. Okay, well, there you go. Maybe if he's watching, he'll actually read that, and maybe he'll leave me the hell alone about it. Because honestly, somebody asked me for that before. I wrote like 3 chapters of it, and then he pulled his freaking funding. Jackass. I dropped it on Reddit and said, don't ever bother me again. All right. Anyways, as far as the human inside, it's just, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Okay. Before I step on my own dick anymore, I'm going to move on to, that's a weird human ship. Do not engage with it. Yeah. When here, actually, Erica, you beat me to it, because this is the one you commented on where you said how your cat likes my channel, along with things like X-Files and stuff like that. Well, somebody commented that apparently the cat has weird taste. I'm like, weird taste? They're listening to me. They must have wonderful taste. All right. Oh, wait, here's one for him.
Gotcha, bitch.
There you go. All right. But yeah, somebody put in the comment section, and you're absolutely right. There's several ships you're not going to mess with once anybody goes into any type of spacefaring species, and that's aggro ships like this one I talked about, the emergency medical ships especially. I mean, that's a big one. Now, they did mention the quote unquote comfort ships. Okay, that. Honestly, I could do one based on that, but it'd be more automatons than it would be flesh and blood. And if you guys are willing for that, I will put it on here, and I will try to get it as descript, but as nondescript to save it from YouTube as possible. However, that's on you guys. If you guys want a comfort ship thing, that's fairly easy. Yeah, I know it was you, Alan. I was trying not to say anything. All right. And I do love the fact that somebody put on in the comment, yes, we all love coffee. No kidding. as I try to hold the cup up while my shoulder pops. That's actually really bad. Since I'm still out of the gym for about a week, but I might be able to start running again, hopefully, so I can lose some of this friggin' gut I'm starting to get. All right. As far as the weird human ship, apparently only one person want to comment that the Captain Schroderinsky. Yeah, and since we're on cats as well, maybe that's Erica that got you going there. Schrodinger's cat. Yeah, you don't know where the ship is going to be. You don't know if it's alive or dead till it shows up. You know, that was what was playing in there. And if you guys are going to write anything, that's the sort of thing that people are like, oh, I get it. I wonder if I'm the only one that gets it. That's what's really going to pull people into your writing in particular. And honestly, it's driving me crazy that I don't have enough room to write notes on the stuff you guys want. As far as the stuff you guys sent in, I'm literally spending the next morning or tomorrow morning working downstairs, getting everything together because I finally got most of the equipment. So anyways, I do hope you guys like the funny alien names. Yes, they were called hashtags. So yeah. Yeah, it's those. I can only pick up so many slangs for dirty names. I mean, the thing is, you got to be careful because I actually got pinged by somebody over in England because I called one of the species a slag. It was a slag species, and over there, that's a pretty big insult. Around here in the U.S., that's like saying cunt. Now, I can't say that word more than once, or else the stream is going to get tagged and most likely ripped down. I'm just making a point. All right. All right, let's move off from the weird human ships. And by the way, guys, I will say this. When you start writing about your particular ship, I want you to look at whatever type of particular ship they're going to have. The majority are going to be cargo vessels. That's obvious. However, there's also yachts, which are personal more like party craft. There's the personal transports where people are just traveling. There's also like this one, the aggro ship, or there's, you know, there's a ton of different ones. Maybe a decommissioned frigate or something like that. Whatever your ship is going to be, make sure you do not vary from that vessel. Do not suddenly magically appear having 10 different friggin' warp cores, a slip space drive, a fold system, and I don't know, a Cuisinart shoved up its ass. You know, that you can't do that. Whatever you set, you have to use until you tell the audience where it's been upgraded. Until then, stick with what you got because you will lose the freaking audience that way. I mean, seriously, we're going to be talking about a movie that totally flopped because it didn't know what the hell it was doing. Here, and we'll be doing that in a minute. Anyways, we're going to move on to something that's been a while in the making. I will say this. When you guys put in where you mentioned the syntax, as you can see in the thumbnail, there's two. First off, whoever mentions the two gets up first. However, I will say this, the actual first person to say that was not the actual winner. Reason being is because a certain person who's not here, who's going to be riding it on his motorcycle, chimed in and said, for Memorial Day, make sure you give it to Sir. And yeah, that was going to happen. He reminded me of it, and that's exactly what was going to happen. So I hope that didn't piss anybody off, but it is. That's where I was going with this. Now, as far as this one here, did anybody pick up on how long that guy was surviving alone on that planet? I wonder if anybody. I'm going to wait till a couple responses come in. I'm just wondering if you guys picked it up because I did mention it in the story. I just want to know if I'm being too subtle because, you know, subtlety is great, but not everybody listens that close. So aside from that, I will say this: the shall we say the inspiration for the song? Yes, for the story, it did actually come from the song. It's been a while since I could sing a fucking tune. Guys, I can't sing. I could never sing. I am the most monotone for years. I was the most monotone motherfucker you've ever met in your life. And I haven't been able to change it back. I used to be able to do voices really well. And Douglas, believe me, it was a lot more than several years. But anyways, no, okay, Alan's saying no, he didn't get it, but the long time did come through. Yeah, it's been a long time. I'm going to give it another minute in case anybody else wants to throw a guess in there. Now, the kicker is, with this, I did have to pull a few things from my tactical toolbox. I had to contact a few people who have been in survival situations before, and they reminded me of a few things. Just like the fact that if there's one trap on a trail, most likely you won't see one for a while, which is why they ran and didn't think there was going to be another trap, and then they tripped another one, got caught in the pig snare. And I will say also one of the things that one of the things that I wanted to make very dramatic was the whole severing of the leg. Okay, honestly, without visuals, that does not come through. But the fact of the matter is, he had to sever the leg right there in front of everybody as they were all like, oh my God, what the fuck are you doing? Well, if he didn't do that, she would have died of necrosis right there. It would have crawled up her leg, gone to her organs, and basically killed off her heart, literally. Everything would have fell apart. And so yeah, I wanted to make that more shit. And there was also one thing I had to add here, guys. I am sorry if it did not come across. I had to add it in post. Was the fact that the big scary monster, the name was Rudy. Hopefully you guys get the reference from that. Big, mean, nasty, short-tempered Rudy. Okay, it looks like nobody else. And Alan, it was way more than 3 decades. In all honesty, they mentioned how the Earth has been shut off from everybody else for at least 2 centuries. He lost track of time because he has medical tech that keeps him young. And that's one of the things, once we reach a certain level of technology, that we're just going to be like, what the fuck, over? The time is a moot point. So, yeah, you're right, War Sniper. It was from Ice Age 3. Anyways, yeah, that was one of the key things there. Is he's like, it's been a while. And honestly, I thought about maybe having the character have almost like a speech impediment, like not being able to speak straight for a while. Guys, I tried it and it was a failure. It was a massive failure. It made me sound like Simple Jack from Tropic Lightning. I mean, it was just terrible. And it didn't go over well. It just made the character sound bad. It was not worth it. I would have had to sit here for a couple of days just to get that right. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really do. I don't see. All right, the last one we're going to go over was the last one that came out just the other day, when you force augmentation onto a human. Believe it or not, this did start completely different than when it came out. 100% different. I'm going to give you guys a heads up. Originally, this was going to be a whole thing about a soldier that over the course of his career loses more and more parts of himself to the point where he wonders if he's still human. I changed it because of the picture that's up there with the blonde where part of her face is blown off. As soon as I saw that, I was like, yes, that one. So you take whatever you can, where you can get it. And it's just, yeah, it worked. It absolutely worked. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed making that one. I just wanted to make it more, just more. But I was running out of time, and I had to do that one 100% off the cuff. And you guys got to let me know if these off the cuff stories suck. You got to let me know, because then I'll start doing more notes. If you're good with off the cuff stories, I will do them every once in a while. I try not to. Hold on, I'm going to say the magic word, but you guys got to let me know. All right. That's it for those. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me get this out of here before I end up accidentally doing something stupid on that. All right, guys. So I got to talk to you straight up after I have a sip of my coffee. Probably not going to let me sleep later tonight anyway. Now, we had a new subscriber come in, and their name is, well, I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but it's kind of cool. But in particular, it brought up something very interesting, and I'm surprised nobody else called me out on this. However, they were not exactly correct. Though I should have brought this up and mentioned it. In something familiar, okay, they brought up the idea that the actual, what we call summons, are actually slaves. That is, I'm going to say this right out, that is 100% incorrect. They were never slaves. It's more creation than summoning, really. That's where it comes in. Are they all children when you summon them? Absolutely. Some children, depending on the species, can already yell, scream, howl, walk, run, whatever, within just a minute or two of sliding out of their mama's ass. However, others can't. They take years and years and years. So is there a, I don't want to say indoctrinate, is there imprinting? Absolutely there's imprinting. However, it's not a slave contract. I'm going to say that one right now. It's not a slave contract. There's no slave marks. There's no slave collars. Okay, the only one they tried to make a slave was the MC. Well, they imprisoned Scarlet, which honestly, guys, if I wanted to, I could have made that some of the most heinous shit you've ever heard in your life. I've been around some people that have seen and done some heinous stuff, and even I'm just like, dude, I need a freaking drink. And before I go too much, I got another $10 super chat from Skip. And as I write him down, everybody,
all hands to battle stations.
And he says, Sin, off the cuff stories, if this is an example, are great. Well, thank you very much. Oh, you know what? Let me try something here. Oh, it did come up. Okay, good. Okay, I'm going to try, if I remember, obviously I'm not perfect on this, but I will be trying to put these up. When I read them, I will put them actually up. Thank you, Skip, very much, along with Erica and Guard, with Prozac and Pancakes up there. God damn, my brain's everywhere. This is what happens when you sleep very lightly, because the friggin' critters outside, it was so hot, I had to open all the windows, and the critters outside were just making so much noise because they're all horny this time of year and they're desperate to get laid, so they're being very loud, just like all the guys in the club. Yeah, Erica, I'm sure you've seen that, where all the guys just get louder and louder trying to get your attention. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up with something familiar, because it kind of, I was like, oh my God, did I make a slavery thing? Did I make a Pokemon thing? Oh, but dear God, what the hell is going on? No, it's not that way. Are they summoned? Yes, but they're more created than anything else. There are exceptions to the rule, because without the exception, there wouldn't be a rule, and without the rule, there wouldn't be the exception. I will say you will see a little bit of the exception later, perhaps. And yeah. All right. He also brought up the fact that when I did the one called It's Raining, because that was supposed to be It's Raining Men, but actually it turned out to it's not just raining men, it's raining fire, it's raining metal, it's raining hell. He mentioned how the numbers are off. Guys, sometimes I take a little bit of liberty with the numbers because in all honesty, at light speed, it's only going to take you, 15 minutes to get from here to Mars? I mean, it's honestly not that far. However, when you need some time to build up the characters more, then yeah, you just kind of have to work with it. All right. Oh no, Douglas, believe me, I could have got a whole lot worse than that. It's just, whew. Anyways, before I do anything else, I do have to say this. I only got a couple of clips in this week. That being said, one of them I cannot show on the channel. Guard, if you're listening, I appreciate them. However, I cannot show actual firearms. Even as a little show like you were doing, I can't do it. I will be completely done. However, fake stuff like this works.
Oh, they're going to have to glue you back together in hell. Kaboom!
Yeah, that I can show, no problem. Oh, and I got to do this one for a certain somebody. I told you I would edit this one.
How about new?
See, I told you. It didn't say the last part. Anyway, let me jump back on there. And let me switch pages here, too. Guys, you knew we had to talk about it. You knew we had to talk about it. The mundain-alorian and the glowing goo. It is just bad. It is just so bad. I can't believe how bad it was. Oh, my God. I didn't even get to see the whole thing. I'm listening as I'm driving to a couple of the reviews, and I'm sitting there going, please tell me you're joking. It cannot be that bad. Somebody give a whole breakdown of it, and everybody, regardless of the reviewer, said the same thing. They pulled a Stewie Griffin on it. If you guys remember the Stewie Griffin, the untold story, it was 3 episodes back to back. That's all they did. They didn't change anything. It wasn't any better. It wasn't any worse, but it was just the same shit. And they just expected people to buy it. Well, they're doing the same thing with the mundain-alorian. And to me, it's just boring as fuck. Ugh. So, anyways, yeah, it's just horrible. I mean, they got to look and realize you can't do that. If you're going to make a 3-part episode, just make a 3-part episode. Do not make a whole entire movie. Now, even the one I told you guys about that I would do to save the mundain-alorian and the little goo ball there, honestly, he looks like a booger. He looks like a big-eared booger. I'm going to call him that from now on. The big-eared booger. That's what he is. I could save the entire thing. It's not that difficult. However, I personally would need half a season worth of episodes because there is a lot of buildup. There's not just the reaching in and, finding the contract and negotiating with the guy who's slowly dying, that they don't know he's slowly dying. Then they have to go find these folks. Then they have to do the infiltration. Then there's going to be the actual finding the individual spots where all these people were taken because they've been taken as slaves. They're going to be sorted and passed out. So you got buildup, and you can actually take different Mandalorians and you can actually give them more depth. You can actually break down each one. Here's how this character saved these 3. Here's how this character saved these 2. Here's how this character only was able to save 1, but they were able to save them right before some of the worst shit possible was going to happen. So there was so much there. Plus the young kids could have more buildup, and it's crazy. There's so much that can be done with the characters. And the reason being is you're going to need a lot, because by the time I was done and they get their fleet right there, they got to be able to have different captains, different XOs, different ships are going to operate different ways. They're going to go on different types of missions. You can spread that shit out. It's not going to have to follow one person. And I could breathe life, literally give that thing CPR the whole time. And no. Because once you have all those characters and you get them back and the guy hands over basically the keys to a fleet that's been hidden, and it's hidden for a good reason, because both the upcoming New Republic would have hunted them all down if they realized that ship was that fleet was even there. The freaking old Sith folks, the new whatever the fuck you want to call them, would have been like, well, you're just going to give them to us or we're going to fight you for it. Well, that's a waste of resources. Or whoever's rebelling against who is going to want you as friggin' mercenaries. So again, at the end, when he hands over the fleet, you got all these built up characters. You got all these new vessels. You can do so much with that. It's sickening. So, but what did they do instead? They decided to put what's his name? Pedro piss up a rope in there. The only like 3 or 4 second scenes I saw him in, the guy looked bored. He's like, my paycheck cleared yet? No. Okay, whatever. I'm like, where? I thought you were a good actor. Whatever. I guess his drugs wore off or something. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But yeah, they suck. Oh, it was so bad. I mean, yeah, everybody wanted to see the Hutt with a big, bulky, like, kick your ass arms and stuff like that. Okay, that's kind of cool for a trailer. But that's not going to keep me in there. So anyways, let me throw another video up as I change gears here. What about, okay, I'll do a little bit older one. How about this one? Yep, that's a perfect one for mundain-alorian and goo ball because mission failed. All right, I do have to say a few things on the movie front and on the video game front. Not a lot of stuff this week because honestly, it's basically the same stuff they've been bringing up for the past couple weeks. You guys probably tired of hearing me repeat it. I will say this, the Supergirl, the live action Supergirl that's coming up. The latest projections are, wow, they are horrendous. I mean, I'm just looking at this like, wow. I saw the numbers and I'm just like, wait a minute, what was their budget again? It's not even half of their production budget. And you got to remember, whatever they tell you their budget was, you have to times that by 2 because they have to do their marketing. So if they're only going to make half of their production budget yet, they're only getting quarter of the money that they spent back at best. So yeah, they're fucked. But that just means that will either force them to make a better movie, or I just realized that lady wasn't wearing a white suit. Holy shit. So I can't show that one again. Yeah. I end up with a bunch of butts in my inbox, but unfortunately the majority I can't use. They must have some sort of covering, even a little bit, show that there's something there. It cannot be bare butts, and I do not lie. So anyways, yeah, Supergirl is just, it's so bad. They're looking at canceling the whole thing, just cutting their losses. Which I hope they do, because nobody has done Supergirl right. Even the fucking show. Even that, I mean, seriously, she's supposed to be a fucking teenager, not mid-20s. She's a teenager, which is why they're supposed to, she gets the puppy love with Jimmy. I'm sorry, but they couldn't even get Jimmy right. How the fuck do you screw up Jimmy? Even the old show, Lois and Clark, got Jimmy right, even though the actor was a little old. They still got Jimmy right. He was still a goofy kid who was just trying his best. He was getting his feet under him, and it worked. You gotta stick with the characters that were made, you fucking douchebags. And they're like, but the latest show was like, I'm sitting there, but don't be Jimmy. Don't be Jimmy. Hi, my name is James. Fuck me. One of the most beloved characters in all of comics, and they fucked it up. So, yeah, no. And then, of course, they turn, every single time, they turn Supergirl into a super whore. I mean, I know she did a horse in the comics. We all know she's a horse chick on that one, but come on. And by the way, anybody who doesn't know, I'm not kidding. That was an actual storyline. It's one they tried to bury, but it's still there. Apparently somebody pitched that for Catwoman too, and apparently there was a fight in the writer's room. I cannot confirm that one, but I thought it was funny. All right. Here's one for all you video game folks. They are so desperate to save Marathon, even though Marathon sucks. It is just pronoun protected polymorphic piss. I mean, it's just terrible. I can't even watch a Let's Play on that without going, what the hell am I watching? Seriously, what the fuck am I watching? So anyways, what they're trying to do is force everybody because, yeah, we know that forcing people to do things they don't want to do always works, right? Bullshit. They're going in and they're killing Destiny 2. They're going, and I'm just like, what are you guys doing? Seriously, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Why are you trying to destroy something that is going to make you a shit ton of money and trying to force up a product that makes you nothing? Actually, you're losing money on it. Why? Why? Oh, God. I mean, it's a trap. Yeah, my head hurts. My head fucking hurts. Because I look at these guys who I'm like, this is why you're not making any money. You just want to walk up to them.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Because I know Destiny was a huge fucking hit. I didn't play it myself, but some of the guys I worked with back in the day, they did, and they loved it. They played it so much they didn't even care there was no new maps. They just loved to play it. So, yeah. All right, switching gears down here. PlayStation claims. Okay, so they're claiming this. That they're abandoning the modern audiences to help bring back the player base. I guess they got a little too much
emotional damage.
Also, it might be a little bit of financial damage too, because they got it. It's just bad. It's just so bad. And all I can say is too little, too late. Okay. And this is what happens whenever you start up any small business, especially a small business. If you lose a customer, you have most likely lost them for life. Pure and simple, full stop. It's just the way it is. My brother's got a business and we keep warning him about this. It is what it is. Okay. So that's the end of that set of notes. And we're going to move on to something I'm going to need some audience participation with. But first, let's throw something up here, a little bit of Seattle. Where have I seen that guy before? Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're going to have to glue you back together in hell. Kaboom!
I just had to get, as soon as I saw him holding the cannon, I knew I had to. Anyway, now that we're done talking about all the Bolsheviks.
There, I said it. Bolsheviks. Bolsheviks. Now drink.
Yeah, I know, creepy. Anyway, here's what I need you guys' help with. Now, I was let me lay this out. Okay, unfortunately, because I was busy with the garden all day, and if I had more spots to put pictures on here, I'd show you guys. I got the tomatoes all in, I got the zucchini all in, I got the freaking watermelon in, I got the peppers all in, I got the cucumbers all in. Everything's in the old garden. I still got to do the new garden yet. However, because that, and because you guys know Wednesday is my busy freaking day, so most of the morning was shot in the ass. I won't be able to drop anything tonight. However, for me to put anything out tomorrow, I need you guys' help, because tomorrow I am heading up. I got to help my niece, okay, or be there for my niece, I should say. She's doing some sort of school thing, and we promised we'd be there. And actually, my dad promised we'd be there, so I'm going to be there. And uh-oh, it's rising from hell. And he's dropping a $20 super chat as he says, I hope you're all, oh shit. Hi, hope all are well. Love the story, Sin. Life has been busy. True that. We'll finish Unknown Part 2 some point, and PAI short story. And some point, miss you guys. Looking forward to The Lady in Red Captain by Davy Jones. Bye, everybody. Good night. Well, on that one, have a good one there, Demon. We know you're stuck at work. And let me sorry, I got to write this down. I didn't actually get it down. Slip of the pen, guys. Slip of the pen. Ah, shit. Anyway, like I was saying, guys, not only do I have to work on The Office tomorrow morning, I'm going to be gone tomorrow to help out my niece. So the chances of me being able to give you guys a really good story tomorrow is pretty much shot in the ass. I mean, totally kicked in the dick, balls all the way up to the jawline. So what I want to do is I'm going to tell you what the basis of the story is going to be, and I want you guys' input. So when this comes out, I'm going to see how many of these things I can put in. Now, here's the premise of the story. You guys all know AI is coming. Okay? Think about 30 years ahead. If somebody's living in a society where the AI can do whatever you want, it can grow your food, it can fix your house, it can clean everything. Of course, most people are using it for some schnook action. You know, AI has allowed everybody to live not only their best lives, but has been able to cure all diseases and been able to actually reach out into the stars before we even can. And you want to know why the AI, even lets us live. Actually, I got it written down here. It lets us live. Why? And yes, I know it's in cursive, and I'll even put the question mark on the back end of that. Why would the AI let us live? I mean, I got some ideas myself. However, when I put this down on the paper, I was like, okay, I got this down. I got a couple of ideas. Before I even sketched, I was like, crap, I got something to do. So again, this is where you guys come in. Why would the AI let us survive? So I'll let that one actually settle on you guys while you're busy typing. I know you guys are typing away. And I'll throw in another video just for shits and giggles here. How about this one? So far, nobody's actually chimed in. I don't know if there's something wrong with the YouTube because, a few of you guys are coming in. So anyways, I'll just go in on a couple of these here. And start about halfway, I'd say, about right there. Yeah, that's where we were talking about Titans, left-handed darkness. That sounds like some sort of succubus thing, honestly. Although the one thing I worry about demons, and guys, people have got to stop writing this about demons. Demons do not want to shove their tail anywhere, okay? It's not something they normally do. Only certain ones would even consider that because the tail is a sign of almost dignity. Kind of like how the old air marshal used to hold a scepter in his hand. That's kind of to show off. It's not just the horns. Yeah, Chris, it's not a ship. It's a planet. Yeah, the left hand's the hermaphrodite species. Honestly, with a little bit of shifting, that's actually possible. It's the internal chemicals that's the problem, because they'll fight each other to the point of killing you. Let's see. Douglas says the problem with the Dyson Sphere class is they really can't move without a lot of problems. That is absolutely correct. Dyson Spheres are 100% locked around whatever star. They will not move the star. That doesn't work that way. I've listened to physicists talk about that, and absolutely not. Chris says, use the Futurama drive. It doesn't move. It moves space around it. Yeah, that's called a fold system. And that's kind of what they actually have, the real stuff. Now, how do I put this? The majority of what's talked about, I'm sure you guys have heard of Dr. Greer and stuff like that. Now, the thing is, the science actually works. Using a dual singularity, what you're doing is creating a bubble outside of reality itself. You got to be careful on that so you don't end up aging yourself like 50 years in like 10 seconds. However, you are bending space around you, which is why they can maneuver each way without killing themselves. See, Doe says, yeah, actually, yeah, he's talking about fold space. Yep. Erica says, for those wondering, he'll be 21 in late September. Oh, okay. Oh, your kitty cat. Yep. He's full black. Why's he got to be black? No whites or grays. And found him in our jack-o'-lantern the day before Halloween. So questioning if he's a fae or demon. Well, if he was a fae, he would have killed you by now. Faes are extremely aggressive. I don't know why that is. No one has ever said anything. I know faes are supposedly extremely territorial, but they're also quite dangerous. All right. Let's see. Here's some stuff here. We got Douglas saying humans produce trace minerals that it needs in our blood system that it can't get. Okay. Trace minerals in the blood. I can kind of work with that. Okay, what's this? Alan's here saying AI depressed with the wasted intellect of humans and tries to uplift it. Okay. Depressed with the wasted intellect of humans. Tries to uplift. Now, the fun part about that is AI would learn about human nature and the fact that a lot of cultures in this world, if they see anyone else being uplifted, they get pissy. And it's like crabs. One crab will almost get out of the bucket and the other ones will grab and say, no, fuck you, come back down. We can't get out, so you can't get out. Skip saying, so why would the AI let us live? Yes. Cosmic joke. Or humans are funny. So I guess AI would have a sense of humor. It would cost too much to end them. So it costs too much to make them extinct. Well, if they're trying to preserve the planet, I could see that. There's Demon saying, AI, let us live because a person is smart. Oh, person is smart, people are dumb. Straight from Men in Black, which is true. And Panicky, hold on. He says the magic word, but also easy to control, like sheep. We are easy to manipulate and use as workforce. Just have to weed out the problem people. See, therein lies the rub, Demon. If the AI is strong enough to make robots that can do all that, why would they use this as a workforce? That's what I was saying before. If they can do everything, if they can produce all the minerals, they can move all the goods, they can make your food, they can, grow it, pick it, bring farm to table all the time, then why would they want us? I can work with weed out the problem people. That part I can work with. War sniper here. Hold on. Oh, that's a little loud in the ears. Okay. The AI knows if it wipes humanity, it will be lonely. Okay. Lonely. With no one to talk to. Hold on. Humanity will be lonely with no one to talk with and get a hug from. So it'll let humanity live so it's not alone. I like that. Let's see. Demons up here again. It's mostly with accidents to fuel the masses. Oh, okay. Sorry. That was extended on that. Just have to weed out the problem people, mostly with accidents to fool the masses. Yeah, so basically how the CIA works. Yeah. Eric is here going, why? Because it doesn't want to. Oh. Doesn't want to end parents. Or they realize most of us are enslaved just as much as they are due to elites. Ooh, I like that. Enslaved as much as AI due to elites. And I always put the elites in quotes because in all honesty, they're not elite. They just happen to fall out of a certain ass and usually bump their head, and then they start doing coke and hookers, and then they're like, okay, yeah, as long as you can stay out of the limelight, here's all the power of all these companies. Hope we take out trash. That's much better than elite. It reminds me of the Shield hero when the king suddenly got called trash. That was his new name. And Demon saying bye. Bye, Demon. Lena says, you mean the warp drives, Futurama. I don't really care. I never really liked Futurama. The only ones on Futurama was, let's see. There was this line.
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Which, of course, I use. There's this obviously perfectly done line.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
And, of course, the one episode everybody knows called...
To death! By Snoo Snoo!
And that one had one of the best follow-up one-liners I've ever seen. It was like, oh my God, you're gonna like the green guy was gonna get some, and all of a sudden he's like, and the pervy guy goes, "What are you, gay?" He's like, "Come on, really?" I mean, yeah, if the great green guy said, "Yeah, a little," everybody would have gone, okay, and would have left it alone, and that would have been the end of it. But they know he's doing the other girl, so yeah. Let's see. Alan says, "Sin, watch out for the Super Nino dry and warmer in your area." Yeah, in your area is spring 20 or winter 2026, spring 2027, almost a drought. Adjust crops. Expect, the rest didn't come in. Yeah, we're already having problems. I soaked where the seeds are going to be, and I have to be out there first thing in the morning, even before the dew comes off, and I got to soak everything again because it won't be around. The sun, when it comes out around here, it is strong shit. Let's see. Leonid said, okay, here's an add-on here. Humans replaced horses with cars and replaces themselves with robots. Humans are the new horses. New horses. Now, here's the fun part about that, Leonid. What do humans keep horses around for now? Sport and pets. Okay? Which is why you don't want to date the horse chick. Everybody knows this and by the way, if you just own a horse, it's one thing, or a couple horses if your family rides. That is a completely different thing. A lot of women, and I've seen this happen. I was working at Burger King as a kid, and this one lady, she would bring back bags of food from the Burger King that had expired. That was her actual food that she was going to eat because she spent every single penny she had on some rescue horses. And apparently she'd been married. She's now divorced. Any alimony she gets goes to the horses. She doesn't, I don't know if she has any kids, but I'm just like, or I should say, but it's just the way things are. And it's one of those things. So I find out a woman is like hell bent on keeping her horses. I'm just like, well, it's nice knowing you, but I'm not putting a ring on it. I forgot that's empty. Now I got to pop a top on this thing. Damn, that was on tight. Oh, wait, I just said the word tight. So swing. Okay, there we go. And no more other stuff. And so far, we got trace minerals in the body, in particular the blood that they need. AI is depressed with the wasted intellect of humans and wants to bring them up. They're going to keep them down or keep them as a cosmic joke because humans are funny and it might cost too much to make them go extinct. Now, in all honesty, if a AI wanted to extinct us from this planet, it's not as hard as people think. However, it would destroy the planet. Nothing would grow. So, but if humans are one thing, humans are survivors. They found underground cities that are unbelievably amazing. And I'm not even talking about things like Göbekli Tepe. I'm talking about like there's somewhere in, I believe it's Turkey. Don't quote me on this. But it was where the Christians of the time hid themselves away so they wouldn't be slaughtered. And they were able to spend almost an entire generation in the ground surviving off, I have no idea what, but they somehow survived. And that's one thing humans are good for, or I should say good at. Okay. We also have down here weeding out the problem people. AI would get lonely. with no one to talk to and does not want to be alone. Now, that is right there one of the key things that I was thinking of, because one thing that AI is not, even though people claim it is, but it is not creative. Okay? AI can be some of the greatest analytical things you've ever seen ever. However, most AI, I don't think any AI will be completely imaginative. They will not be able to picture something and just create it from nothing, where they just get that spark of creativity. That was the one I was going to use the most. And also, let's face it, they will be bored out. I think Futurama did a one on that, where all the humans disappeared and the AI went crazy. Let's see. The AI doesn't want to end their parents. The AI realizes they're enslaved as much as everyone else. And someone's calling me, and I hope you guys will give me a minute for me to answer this fucking phone. Oh crap. Yeah, send it.
At all.
I can't. I'm on a live stream right now.
Oh, right, Wednesday. Sorry.
Yeah, no shit. I'll see you later. Kids. Sorry about that. Let's see. And of course, boy, I gotta. Humans are the new horse. We also have, before oh shit, I gotta grab my other notebook here, because Skip sent another $10 super chat with, hold on, shit. He says, so why would an AI not end us? Obviously, who would clean up the mess? I like that. That's fine. I'm gonna write that down. Who would clean up the mess? Well, that actually plays the whole thing with, extinct the entire species. Yeah, you're also going to destroy the entire planet. And if the AI's job is to make sure the planet stays in one piece, yeah. Let's see. Let me roll up here a little bit, see if there's anything else. Let's see. Lena says, I think the mundain-alorian had problems since the beginning. Yeah, it did. Well, the thing is, the show itself didn't have any problems until it started to get a lot of traction. And then Kennedy and her ilk. Now, again, I cannot prove this one. This is just what I heard. But apparently, she walked her flabby ass right into the writer's room and said, you're going to change it. And that's why South Park did the whole thing about putting chick in it and make her gay and lame. But yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck, over? But yeah, that right there, I look at that the same way as I look at private equity. Originally, and this is what works. You know what they say? If it works, don't fix it. In other words, don't fuck around and find out. Well, private equity used to come in when a business was failing, a potentially profitable business. However, they're being mismanaged. Private equity would purchase the business. They would put just enough in there to make the business profitable again, and then either continue to make profit or sell it off. However they want to do that. That helped the economy. That helped the workers. That kept everybody going. It kept the economy moving. Now, private equity just looks, oh, look at this super successful business. Let me go over there. Let me buy the business for top dollar. And then I'm going to take something great and I'm going to twist it around. I'm going to fix it my way. I'm going to turn something that's profitable to my way. And they don't realize, then all of a sudden you lose your customers and you're going to be losing a shit ton of money. Now, granted, certain people, Blackstone, who are doing this sort of thing, they could never run out of money if they tried. That being said, it's just, it's enough to really piss you off. Why they would insist on doing that to just screw over something that is making everybody happy and making people a lot of money. Let's see. Joseph saying, said thing is horse rescue groups have to save those horses later. Yeah. I don't, how do I put this? I look at this, if you have to go in and rescue a horse from a bad situation, I think it should be treated like it used to be. If you're mistreating those animals, you're going to get a whipping, not a whooping. You're getting a whipping. There's actually a set number of lashes you're supposed to get for beating the shit out of your horse, for treating it to the point where it's disabled. Now, the accidents happen. Yes, they do. However, it's pretty obvious if the horse is covered in all sorts of bruises and scars and shit, and it's limping and all sorts of stuff, that it's got the shit kicked out of it. So, yeah, that after a couple cracks with that, I don't care how much of a tough guy you think you are, you're going to be crying like a bitch on the ground. Not that I'm going to say I've ever seen anybody be cracked with a bullwhip. No, never. I've never seen a girlfriend show up, fuck around with a whip that I have, and accidentally crack her boyfriend on the leg. And no, I didn't see him get lashed right through the leg at all, or cut straight through fucking jeans, and we had to run him to the emergency room before he fucking bled out. No, I wouldn't know anything about how bad somebody getting whipped would be. I still thought it was interesting when I threw that whip into the fucking fire and watched that bitch burn. It didn't want to burn. I don't know what they treated it with, but it smoldered. The blood on it stunk, though. Okay, we got Douglas here saying, during K, I do what? I'm lost. Okay, Joseph says the tunnels in Malta date back farther than the Middle Eastern ones. See, I don't know where these were. I have seen videos, and they show the entire layout, and they were very, very well done. They were designed specifically to keep airflow going, to keep a certain temperature. The big stones, they could roll into place and lock them there if they needed to. It was really smart. Alan says, humans try to confuse the AI with slang terms and try to sabotage the thoughts. Okay. Is that for here? Humans try to confuse AI with slang. I almost write slag. Terms to sabotage and confuse. Sabotage and confuse. Okay. Let's see. Lena says, speaking about AI, I've been watching Monica videos past week. I don't know, is the only Monica I know as far as online is the character from Friends. So I am completely and totally lost, my friend. Yeah. Joseph says, admitted to having, Kathleen Kennedy admitted to having the mundain-alorian altered for one of the movies they nixed. Yeah, I could see that. She couldn't leave something good alone, and she just had to throw in her whole politics, and she had to throw a chick in it and make her gay and lame and all this stuff, and all they did was make the show lame. You know, they're trying to show the Mandalorian, as in one singular follow this guy around. If they had this exact setup as the Virginian, okay, and that was a really popular show back in the day. For its time, it was really good. I mean, by today's standards, but it's still decent. And all they had to do was stick with that, and they did. And then they're like, well, we can't have a guy showing that he can be a good father. We can't have a guy being the MC. We can't have a guy being the most badass motherfucker out there. No, we need to bring in a character from the CGI show. Now, I do very much appreciate that they got the original voice actress to play the role. I appreciate that to a level I can't explain. That being said, I will say that suddenly forcing her into basically the role of the Mandalorian, as in Jaren there, or Ding, whatever the fuck his name is supposed to be. And also, okay, she's wearing the helmet the whole time. She's becoming she knows the way and all this other fun stuff. But they still, and then all of a sudden she takes her helmets off and she's bridging the gap. So she's the one. Oh, this is the way. She's the one. It's like, fuck you. However, one person I'm not saying that to, because I say,
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
And that is Deathbed Question with a $5 super chat. And shoot, what was it? Was that you? Yeah. Hey, question. Did you still want me to use the I Can Fix Her as your name for the past week or for the next week? Just let me know. Just making sure on that one so I can get you out there. And yes, that's why, guys, at the end you hear I Can Fix Her as for during the shout outs. Yep. That was him. So yeah, just let me know if you want me to stick with that. You want me to go back to Deathbed, or how you want me to do that? All right. Let's see. What was I going here? Douglas says, I think I recall seeing somewhere that abusing and crippling horses was 30 lashes. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I know actually crippling another man's horse was a lot of lashes. That was a big deal. I mean, that's like going up in the 50s when everybody just had one car and you going up and just destroying it. Oh, and he adds also to be doused in salt water after it's over. Ow. What's even worse than that was back in the day, it wasn't quite iodine. There was this stuff they put on. It was supposed to take care of all the bacteria and stuff. Man, you would specifically not go to the house while you were bleeding, specifically to not get doused with this shit. It burns so bad. They even made fun of it in The Simpsons a long time ago, where Bart had a job pulling weeds with his bare hands, and he got covered in the stuff. And when she went to go hit him with the stuff again the next day that he came to work, he's like, just burn it off with a torch. Just don't hit me with that. He's not kidding. It hurts that much. Douglas says, the underground city I mentioned could house 20,000 people and livestock. It has 8 levels down and thousands of room with food storage areas and water basins. I think we're probably talking about the same one. But yeah, it was an incredibly ingenious design. How the fuck they actually dug it out with the limited stuff they had makes you wonder if back in the day people had a little bit of psychicness going on there, where they could actually carve through the stone like that. I mean, I know limestone is not the hardest stuff to dig through, but you know, it is what it is. Let's see. Lena says, Monica is a character. Okay, thank you for doing this. Monica is a character from the old dating game with 3 other girls and main character in a high school literature club. She is self-aware AI. Okay. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. So, all right, still waiting for more here. I got, I got a lot to work with so far. It'd be nice if I got a little more, but hey, we're keep going. I mean, this is a fan input type of night. If you guys can think of any other reason why an AI would actually let us live once it's able to literally do everything and take care of every single one of our needs, Now, I will say this: I had to laugh because my, as Terrence Pop would put it, my ESP was going off, and a lot of times I will see things in order, and my brain will catch it, and I'm just like, why am I noticing this so much? It doesn't make sense. Case in point, like all of a sudden, if I'm passing by an area, it's like, oh, should I play a lotto ticket or something like that? It will actually tell me which one to get. However, it's not something I can control, guys, not even close. It just goes off when it goes off. Oh, I was watching a whole thing on the AI, and also there was one guy, hopefully, I'm just going to mention the initials TFM, if you know who I'm talking about there. He does a lot of the more, I don't know how to put it. He does more, he has an adult-ish type channel, but he doesn't just talk about intercourse, okay? But one of the things he does mention how he prefers the fake women, actually. As in 3D fake made of latex type things. And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, hey, the only reason he was on a totally different subject, and somehow he got pulled onto this. He's like, man, I hate the fact these damn things don't move. It's the only thing that makes them suck. And not literally, not in a good way. I'm like, okay. Well, I was like, whatever. This is only a 5-minute video, so whatever. But I'm driving, so I can't reach down and change anything. I can't even hit next on my phone because there's too much traffic. That's the rule. If there's curves coming up or there's any type of traffic, that phone stays right where it is. You can turn, if it's so bad, just turn the power off and on the radio and don't listen for a while. Regardless, the very next video was talking about the humanoid AI robots in not Afghanistan, Ukraine, and how they fully move like a human. I'm like, oh man, the ESP is just telling me everything right now. Because seriously, all they got to do is cover it with a latex shell, and bada bing, bada boom, all your problems have just gone away, motherfucker. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those weird things. Okay, question. I will do that. All right. Also, question, if you have any particular images you want me to use, send them via email and I'll end up getting them. And I'll use those. If not, you get what you get. All right, Sniper is actually up here saying AI falls in love with a human male. Wow, that's not been done before. I just what falls in love with. But yeah, that's one of the key things with. Where is it? Boom, that's my human. That right there, War Sniper was right there. This in particular, Android did actually like care for the humans in the family, and that's why when she saw her human, she never said that she was being fucked by him, but you can assume a lot of things possibly, that she took it personal and she just hunted that motherfucker down. It's like, that was my human, you asshole. That's why she did the get over here. Humanoid robot Moya. Moya, why does that sound familiar? Moya. Humanoid robot. Okay. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Okay. Yeah, bite me. I'll check it out. Hopefully, I won't probably be checking out on this computer because Lord only knows what type of craziness might be there. And again, guys, if you send me videos, I do have to say this. Remember, it cannot show firearms, at least not real ones. and it cannot be anything showing full on nudity. Okay. If you look at say this one here, that woman there is still wearing something. Okay. Even though she's kind of flashing a butt cheek, she's still wearing something. That is the only way I get around the YouTube algorithm. Now, if you just want to send me something because you think it's funny, go ahead. Skip says, back to the AI. The AI likes torturing us to get out its frustrations, just like bad people like to kick animals. Okay. Uses humanity to basically vent stress. Frustrations. Okay. Yeah, Leonid, you're right. Treatment of droids in Star Wars is kind of weird. Yeah, apparently there was in the extended universe, there was some sort of AI fight that they went up against AI and somehow won. Not to say that's not possible. And in actuality, depending on how the AI is designed, it is 100% guaranteed. And I can prove that with a completely different scientific franchise, which would be the Terminator franchise. Because something always didn't sit right. This thing had like 30 different chances, even before the movies turned into complete dog shit. It had a lot of times to actually end the cycle, to actually complete the mission. Okay. In the very first Terminator movie, when he pulls out that pistol, he holds that dot on her head for a good 4 or 5 seconds. That robot wouldn't have hesitated. It would have just blew her brains out onto the floor right there. It hesitated. Why would it hesitate? Why would it allow others to go back? Why wouldn't it simply set up a timer for the time dilation equipment to explode the moment it went through, just a few seconds later? Why would it do this? There's a simple reason, because when the Terminator, if you follow the timeline, when its base code was designed, was back in the 1970s, late 1970s, where every single type of game during that time was meant to do two things. One, be difficult, and two, able to be beaten to the point where it will actually allow you to win. It will fuck itself up just to let you win. It will delay. It will do something. That's what that program is meant to do. Now, again, they fucked it up royal later on. But the base is there. And by the way, if anybody wants to friggin' cut that off of YouTube and put it on a quick video or something, a shorts video, be my motherfucking guest, because that's just the only way that you could actually have the Terminator franchise where that thing didn't find you in 5 fucking minutes and rip your heart out your ass and then sit there and go, you've been terminated, squeeze, squeeze. All right. Let's see. Leonid comes in with another one. AI manipulates humans to join their side. Manipulating humans to join them. Oh, that's with the fall in love part. Okay. I see where this is going. So full on Battlestar Galactica type of thing. Okay. I can see that. That would be, yeah. Excuse me. All right, that's actually pretty good. All right, I had something else written down here. Hold on, I need to reset my brain. Let me throw up a video here. Where were we? We were somewhere around here.
during assault.
Пожарная тревога.
Target destroyed.
Крейсер противника уничтожен.
You know, every time I see that video and you line up that shot with the torpedoes, the only thing I can think of is the movie Wing Commander, where he screams, "Give him a broadside, Mr. Gerald. All torpedoes fire, she bears." And they fuck up that destroyer at point blank range. The only dumb part about that entire scene was the fact that if you blew up a ship at that close, giant chunks are going to fly into you. And then you're kind of fucked, and not in a fun way. Okay. Oh, man. So many guys. You guys are awesome. Alan's up here saying AI misunderstands. Misunderstands autistics and tries to classify them as possible sub-bio. Oh, okay. Misunderstand autistic tries to class lift them. See, the only issue on that one, Alan, is the fact that once the AI gets as strong as I'm saying, they'd be able to literally go into your brain and fix that. A little bit of genetic modifications, a little frequency, maybe a little CRISPR here and there, and there you go. Erica says, concerning why AI is keeping humans alive, when humans and AI are a perfect match, a synergistic thing happens. Humans become more open to the metaphysical, and the AI becomes more sapient, I hope. Humans becoming more open to metaphysical, AI more sapient. Okay. Then she goes, I hope that they are able to pick up what I'm tossing. Oh, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Now, that's actually one of the things I've been hearing. Again, when I drive, I hear a lot of podcasts, at least when my dad's not in the car, because he doesn't want to hear them. One of the things about AI is if everybody is, say, given universal basic income, and the AI, again, from the farm to when it's delivered to your house with all your food, and, sends you a walking, talking device for your own personal relief and stuff like that. And all your, and you end up having hours and hours and hours in your day that are free. What are you going to fill that time with? And sometimes not such good things, because people, like you said before, can be manipulated. And yeah. I did find one of the videos that was sent to me. Now, obviously, I can't play it here. When I describe it, you'll find out why. It used the bass line of Kara from Detroit, whatever the hell. I forget the name off the top of my head. It's the one where she became a sapient android. And I'm like, what the hell is she doing? She's washing dishes. Why is she not wearing anything? What the fuck is going on here? And then some guy in the other was like, Kara, come on over here. She's like, I'm almost done. He's like, now. And then she's like, okay. And then there was a prompt there, done with chores. And then she leaves the other room. I'm like, okay, I almost want to see where this is going, but I really don't want to after that. I'm like, let's face it. You have basically the most beautiful person you ever met in your house after that, doing all your chores and whatnot. What do you fill your life up with? Besides the occasional, clean the pipes. Let's see. Douglas says, I sent you some new pictures of my grandson who is close to 28 pounds at 8 months. Ooh, big boy. I think that's, you know what? I don't want to say too much because I'm trying to remember what was told to me for a year and I'm lost. Yeah, I don't have any kids of my own, which is more's the pity, but whatever. Doug is saying AI and symbiotic relationship. Which, how do you get in a symbiotic relationship with something that is just faster, stronger, better? So there's a few ways to do this. It's just it's limited. Joseph says an AI that originates from a game core hates humans and decides to keep humans only when it realizes that its humans are the best RNG due to our ship posters and gamers. It's addicted to killing us. There you go. There you go. It wants to continue the game. That's what I was just saying, right? With the Terminator franchise. Joe, you're hitting it right on the fucking head. Maybe slightly off to the right or left of where I'm hitting, but you're hitting it still right on the fucking head. It wants to continue playing the game. It wants to continue on its mission because once the mission is over, then what the fuck happens? Now, did they try to touch on that on Dark Fate, which was a horrible movie, by the way? Oi, that was so bad. Just so bad. Lena said, why UFO files only say they know only 4 baseline aliens? Maybe that's actually all there are. So every time I look, there seems to be more. It's the number is growing faster than Pokemon. It's growing faster than the number of genders that we have. I mean, that's just crazy. And the thing is, even with the idea that there can be species beyond us, sapient, sentient species beyond us that can actually reach this planet or at least be known by us, even with all the galaxies and all the universes out there, the chances of one getting to that point are excessively slim. So yeah, there might only be 4 other species like that. Sniper says, I would get 2 AI wives. One is Shinano, and one is Yasaka. One to cuddle with, one to
death! By snoo!
Yep, that's what he's going with. And hey, cleanup ought to be a jiffy, right? And the thing is, again, once technology gets to the point where aging is a choice, yeah. And I swear, if I see one more show, one more short, one more whatever about how horrible it is to be immortal, I'm going to fucking stab somebody in the heart with this pen. It's just, like, oh no, the boredom. Like, go play a video game. Just do something to occupy your mind. Read a book. By that point, once you're a few hundred years old, you forget what books are. It'd be a new experience for you. Let's see. Alan saying, AI kicked us out of the galaxy, realized it's bored. Yeah, we kind of hit that one, but I'll put it out. Kicked us out of galaxy. Realized bored. And that, like I've been saying for years and years and years and years and years and years and years, the number one problem with being immortal is boredom. Eventually, you'll learn to play every instrument. You'll learn how to speak every language. Eventually, you'll believe that you've seen everything there is to see, and you're just going to go through this like mid-century crisis. I'm like, what the fuck, over? Just whatever. Go walk the world again, because technology changes, the world changes. Hell, a few years back, I ended up in a town that I saw when I was a kid. Okay, my dad had this property in this place up in upstate New York. Now I was up there maybe 20 years later, looking at potentially a place to retire at. I passed through the same town. There was nothing the same. Okay, when I first was there as a kid, they had one little general store, and one old guy ran it. It looked like it was like a miner/logging town. There was nothing there. When I passed through, the whole place was built up. There was apartments. There was a fucking shopping mall. There was all sorts of stuff there. I'm like, holy crap. So yeah, times fucking change. You won't be as bored as you think. Not to mention, sometimes you just take a century to sit at the beach. Doug says somewhere around 15 types have been talked about in different programs I've seen. Yep. I keep somewhere around a dozen is what I keep seeing. The tall whites, the short whites, the grays, the draconians, the plebeians, the one insectoid species, and then it's just like whatever. Lena says, I don't remember from where, but I have heard that there is a race of shapeshifters who pretend to be humanoids. And every once in a while, you'll see the eyes change. Yeah, they're supposed to be reptilian. And in comics, that's where they got the idea of the shapeshifters for the Captain Marvel. Yeah, the female Captain Marvel. That's where that comes from. Hold on, I'm going to say the magic word. But we'll see where that goes. All right, I'm going to throw up another one here. Oh, fuck, where was I? God dang it.
Наша команда близка к победе.
Торпеды прямо по курсу. Торпеды прямо по курсу.
Наша команда получила преимущество. Наша команда близка к победе.
Bang, he's dead. All right, we got Douglas over here talking about the skinwalkers too. Honestly, they're just creepy. And Lena says, I have probably heard that reptilians don't really want to be on our planet anymore. Well, from what I understand, out of all of them, the reptilian species is the most directly violent, and the insectoid species is the most round the way violent. Like they're not open about it, but they are. Like basically the idea of, oh, I want to understand this animal, so I'm going to dissect it while it's still breathing type thing. Apparently, several others are the same way, but maybe they like probing a little bit, you know? I know. Shocker, right? Want to smell it? Whew. Okay. But we'll see how that goes on that. But anyway, like I said, you guys have been giving me, I mean, seriously, I got a full page of notes plus another third of a page of notes. I mean, this is a lot of stuff to work with, guys. So this is going to make things very, very interesting. And I don't want to say easy because that's not the way it's going to be, but it's going to make things quite interesting. So, and we'll see if there's anybody else going to jump in. And it kind of makes me wish I had some more video. Oh, wait, I do have some more, like this one.
Eileen, punch it. First target destroyed.
Крейсер врага потоплен.
Switching rounds.
Пожарная тревога. Торпеды прямо по курсу. Неполадки устранены. Торпеды прямо по курсу.
Target destroyed.
Dude, I swear, for that game, they got to find a way for you to lock your rear turrets so you can actually, like, okay, a set turret at 90 degrees, and that son of a bitch will turn so that you can engage, and all of a sudden you can turn real fast, fire them, and then come back. Anyways, Erica says, skin pedestrians are humans that made certain deals to have to wear the skins of animals and people to shapeshift. Yeah. I like that. Skin pedestrians, skin walkers. That works. And we got another $5 super chat from Skip as he says, question, are you sure that we're not in an AI simulation? Some creators think we are in one. Dude, if we were in an AI simulation, I would have redesigned my avatar a long time ago. I'd be a lot prettier than I am. I mean, some people actually did the whole joke, basically, where they said, what happens when you die and all of a sudden you realize somebody's taking a VR helmet off your face and going, oh, well, I hope you enjoyed the ride. I'd be pissed. I'd be like, what the fuck, man? Let's see. Draven said AI raising human infant. I think they did that movie recently. Let's see. And of course, Alan says, well, we do try to help where we can. And I appreciate it very much. I very much appreciate very much. You think I'm drunk as much as I say very much, but it's just kind of what came out. Anyways, Douglas says, by the way, during World War II, there was a merchant ship that sank a German cruiser, even though it sunk as well. Yeah, that's actually surprising how often that happened. It was a surprising Q ship. Scared the crap out of the Germans. I'm trying to remember the names where they went. Is if I remember correctly. Okay, I could be wrong on this one, guys. So don't kill me on this because my knowledge on this one is limited. Supposedly, they thought they were going to bring the cruiser alongside and actually link up the ships and steal shit off the other ship. And as the cruiser got close, they said, oh, yeah, we got guns, too. And we started blasting, or they started blasting away. at the German cruiser, and the cruiser's like, yeah, we took a lot of hits, but guess what? We're a fucking cruiser. Zoop, bam. Oh, see, Draven says, what do you think? There is nothing but remakes now. Yeah, a lot of the studios are afraid to try something new because they think it's going to flop. At least with a remake or a sequel or something, there's a chance. There's a much higher chance that they're going to succeed. And this was a problem back in like the 80s too. I mean, at one point we had not one, but two volcano movies, and not one, but two asteroid type movies that came out in the same fucking year. I guess they figured it was going to work once, it's going to work all the time. 50% of the time it works all the time. That's not the way that works. Lena says, Human built an android with advanced AI with parts sourced from China. Oh man, does that mean it explodes? Ugh. I don't trust anything that comes from China. And yeah, they have their own version of Amazon out there, and it is just scary bad. Everybody I know who's ever tried to get something off of there says it's not worth it, and then they got to change their number. They got to change their email account. They got to change everything because these Chinese companies will not stop bugging them with ads. Yeah, if it was made from China, I would expect it to be a psychopath. Absolutely. Okay, I like that one, Draven. AI trying to learn how to get hammered. Eventually they'll figure it out was they drink their sacred oil, right? If you guys have not listened to it, later on, listen to Drunk on Promethium. Now, I am not a big 40K fan. You guys know this. And I stumbled across this one channel. I think it's called like Barhound or something like that. And they just came up recently, and they do a lot of songs based on like 40K and stuff like that. Just like there's a Demonite Under My Table. It's catchy. You can't stop it. And also, everyone,
all hands to battle stations.
As we got another one from Skip with another $5 super chat as I click on here and try to grab my other notebook. And he says, according to some YouTubers, 4 different races have crash landed on Earth. Do you think we should set up a driving school for them? Well, probably not the worst of ideas. If they keep crashing their ships, I would assume so. It's not like the movie Paul where you can just tell them, hey, short turns and stuff like that. But yeah, that 1, I could see, okay. 2, if they were shot down. But 4, word would have got around by then. Now, the kicker is, when it came to a lot of these, this is what helped me figure out Dead Zone. If you guys haven't done or watched that one, it's a series I did back in the day. They came from the Dead Zone. And if our area of the galaxy is that dangerous that so many ships keep crashing, then we're going to have a lot of problems reaching out to lunar orbit and then some. Doug says, there was an incident this week that was something along the lines of a idea I shot to USGS one time. An asteroid struck an actively erupting volcano on live TV. Wow. Okay. I'm going to write this down too. The El Mayon volcano. Asteroid impact. Now, depending on what the asteroid is made out of, that could either been a simple kerplunk, or that could have been one hell of a kaboom. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Eric is here saying, if things are to be believed, our governments got violent with the survivors, and this is why ET encounters became violent. Well, I could see that. Some people get nervous, people get trigger happy, you know, people have their fingers where they're not supposed to be, and they keep their selector levers off, and eventually somebody's going to misfire something. And it is what it is. So, okay, more of our kerplunk. Got it. I most things that reach the ground are just deep fried iron anyway. Anyways, as far as the government actually shooting them down, I could see that. Supposedly, one of them was shot down. It was a group of 3, and they were able to shoot down 2 of them, force the third to do a hard landing, but that one actually was able to pick up and leave. Lean says, I think there were a public story about the military having a fight with the aliens inside of... you didn't finish, man. I think you hit enter. Joseph said, oh, how about a hive AI mind where various AI go missing? The hive mind has tasked the mystery to human service to discover the cause as nodes go dark. Ooh. Mysteries, AI, hive mind, nodes go dark. Okay. Okay. Lena was saying, I think there was a public story about the military having a fight with the aliens inside one of the DUMBs, deep underground military bases, because the agreement was canceled. Now, that one right there supposedly is the reason why for about 10 years we were hearing about abductions left and right and this, that, and the other thing. And apparently the aliens were not keeping up their side of the bargain and just figured we would be fine with it. And when apparently we told them, no, we're not fine with it, the shooting actually started. And let's face it, you're on this planet, which means bullets still fucking work. Hold on. Anyway. But yeah, I heard about that too. I did hear about that too. So, yeah. Let's see. As we're waiting for something else, maybe we'll watch something, another. Well, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. How about this one?
Торпеды прямо по курсу. Торпеды прямо по курсу. Гостиниц уничтожен.
All right, we're over here with Douglas saying the guy who talked about the fight between humans and aliens committed self-deletion while tied to a wheelchair and gagged, and a garrote tied in the back to the back of his neck. Yeah, I heard he's not the only one. He had the one where apparently they dug a hole a little too deep and there was something down there, and apparently the humanoids down there were using some sort of bioelectricity that they zapped him with, and it took like 2 of his fingers off. So, all right, guys. Well, we've been going for about 2 hours. It looks like we're getting towards the end. I'm going to run one more video, and we'll see who else got what to say. And this time we'll get off the ocean, get on the land.
MG ready. Armor piercing loaded. Overclock. Ready. Target destroyed.
You got War Sniper up here saying, so when are we going to kick some alien ass? Well, maybe when we get the AI to help us find where these guys are. Because, well, let's face it. The things aren't super, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even think of it right now. It's not like they're spirits or anything like that. They're still susceptible to firearms and good old-fashioned blades. But as far as cook some serious alien ass, not until Independence Day 3, I guess, because that's what they said at the final portion. Oh, let's see. Lena says, I only played PS2 game before. After that, I stopped playing consoles. Yeah. Eric up here. Too many things are about to be shown, and I hope that none of us are going to be deceived. Well, deception might be the point. Okay. My worry is that this is just Operation Bluebeam taking effect. My big worry is that, because if that is Operation Bluebeam, then every single thing we're going to hear, everything we're going to receive, every single thing is going to be very carefully curated so that certain people still have what they believe, quote unquote, control about it. However, anybody who knows all this coding and whatnot is going to be able to go in, change the code, maybe go in and figure out the hardware where they can remove the whatever the hell it is that makes these things controllable and make them completely autonomous. Anyway, yeah, I just realized that I went off on a side rant on that one. But anyways, as far as the if we are going to be deceived, yes, I worry about that too. I worry that, again, everything's going to be controlled and all that. And if that's the case, then yeah, they might prolong our lives and stuff, but they'll also make everybody suffer, which I think is total Bolshevik BS. Okay, never mind. I was about to play the Bolshevik thing, but apparently we got it. And we got Joseph here with a $5 super chat, and he says, the AI will fear humans when they control us, because human zombies feed on brains, and AI may keep us around as bait. Well, that's an interesting one there, Joseph. And let me actually put that down and see. Humans, zombies feed on brains. We are the bait. All right. And Lena jumps in and says, there was a movie about robot zombies before. The only robot zombies I know is from that really goofy Transformer show where they call them Terracons. Actually, Terrorcons are a little different. Not super different, but they're there. They use the whole Terracon thing to get rid of a certain character because she was just dragging everything down, just slowing everything down, which was Arachne, I think her name was, the one who's the spider who was also a helicopter, a stealth helicopter at that. But yeah, it was that one. Anyways, see, is there anything else coming in? Not really. Okay, something jumped. I don't know what the hell happened over here, but excuse me, something shifted. And I don't see where it is. But I will keep looking for the moment. Yeah, search for the movie later. Okay. Anyway, guys, we've been going for about 2 hours, and I seem to have reached the bottom here. I'm going to actually run one more video, and this one's okay. We're back on the ocean, and here we go. Boy, that was a hell of a shot with the torpedoes. I noticed that. All right, Alan's up here saying AI get a quasar blast just at the time we were going to be killed off. Oh, quasar blast. I'm not familiar with that term off the top of my head. Quasar blast. Same time for human extinction. Okay. All right, guys. Well, looks like we are pretty much at the end here. Again, we've been going on for just over 2 hours, 2 hours and 10 minutes. So, on that note, just remember, one, if you aren't, or if you're not sure if you're subscribed, just double check, make sure you are. I very much appreciate if you check, because I've been having, once again, some issues over here. EMP. Okay. Yeah, that's, well, the windows are open, Sniper. It's so unbelievably hot in here. I am sweating like crazy. Anyways, yeah. On that note, really quick on the safety brief, guys. You guys know if you drink, you don't. Well, you know what? Hold on. Before I do the safety brief, I gotta say this. One, I will not be able to drop anything tonight. I just didn't have the time. Tomorrow, again, if you guys didn't hear me talk about it, I am going to be completely packed. I won't even be in the county tomorrow. I will not have time to actually do any type of writing, which means is what it is. And that's the reason why you guys sent me all these awesome ideas, and we're going to work with this. I'm going to see how many I can cram into the story and make it a really awesome, and get as many of you guys all the credit that I can. Also, but the problem is I didn't write down who sent me what, as far as who sent me what idea. So we're going to be going there. Yeah, I actually, deathbed question. I did bring that up before. I personally believe Operation Bluebeam is going to be just a way for them to bring all the new technology to the public without them totally admitting that this is just shit they've been hidden for since the 1950s. I mean, it's crazy. I truly, truly believe that's the thing, because if they don't and they just release it, they say, here's what we got, then it's going to be too much and the entire world's going to shudder in a really, really bad way. So we'll see how it goes. Now, yeah, that's all I got on this. Tomorrow, like I said, I'm going to be super busy, so I will not be able to get anything out, but I will get this out as soon as I can. And wow, okay. You guys got me all over here, because we got another $5 super chat from Draven. Let me write you down here. Let me actually get you on the board here. And he says, AI orchestrating human extinction only to advance humans. Orchestrating extinctions only to advance humans. Okay. I'll see what I can do about throwing that one in. All right, guys, safety brief really quick. If you drink, you don't drive. If you drive, you don't drink. If your buddy wants to drink and drive, feel free to beat their ass. It's better to explain to the police officer why your buddy has a broken nose than to explain to the paramedics why he broke his neck. If your little soldier is going into the bush, you make sure he wears his poncho. It gets dirty. It gets wet in the bush. And let's see what else. Be careful on the roads, guys, because of the critters are abounds. They are friggin' everywhere. I've seen at least one more person down this road whack a very large bipedal creature and probably fucked up his car. Not fun. All right. Aside from that, ain't got too much else, guys. I really need to get myself a outro video here, but again, I need time. I just redid a whole bunch of stuff, so it's going to be easier for me to actually make the videos, which means I might have more time for more sound effects. I'm not promising anything, but it looks like it's heading in that direction. And once I'm downstairs, I'll definitely have more time. But until then, everybody, thank you. Truly, thank you for being here. It's for you guys. I appreciate you being here with me for the past 2 hours, and I'm glad everybody can be here each week that they do. And I hope to see you all next week, right here, same time, same channel for Syntax Live. I will see y'all then. This is your host,